Hello everyone, Rachel with Back to Good, and today we are inside. We are sitting in our nice new cozy recliner that we got from Flexispot. They're going to sponsor our video for today, and we want to tell you a little bit about this chair and then tell you a little bit about what we've been doing and what upgrades we're going to be doing on the inside of the camper. So it's a bit cold outside. It was 17 degrees this morning, so we're going to have a seat inside and we're going to have a little chat, and we're going to do it from the comfort of our new Flexispot Powerlift Recliner XL6 Classic. So the one we chose was in gray and the chenille fabric. It is waterproof, so it has easy to clean. It also comes in synthetic leather in various colors, so we chose gray chenille. It comes in a medium or the tall mode, extra large. So we got the extra large. The medium is a 400-pound max, and the tall is a 440-pound max, which far surpasses the industry standards. If you have elderly, or if you are elderly, or if you have limited mobility or a disability, or maybe you just had a surgery. Sean had a couple major surgeries last year when we lived in Arizona. He was airlifted to Tucson Hospital, and they did an emergency surgery, and then about 6 months later, he had to go back in for another major surgery. So he was in the hospital for several weeks. When he came home, he had a lot of issues with trying to get in and out of bed or stand up or sit down, and he could have really used this chair. So he's been doing really good. He still wears a medical binder, so if you see him tugging around on his waist, that's what he's doing, is adjusting that. But he's been doing really good, thankfully, and hopefully he doesn't have to have any more surgeries. But if he does, we have this really amazing chair that will help him this time, because it was really hard for me to assist him, getting up and down and getting in and out of bed and trying to roll over and lay down. It was really difficult for him. So he's been doing really good, and we're hoping that everything goes well and he doesn't have to have any more surgeries. But just in case, we'll have this really cool chair. So I want to show you some really cool features about this chair. Number one, it has this nice little pocket on the side, and it has it on both sides. So you can put your books or your iPads or tablets or phones or maybe even a laptop in here. So it's got all kinds of room in the pockets. But it also has this little strap on the side. And if you notice, it's got a couple cool remotes here. So this chair has dual motors, one for the headrest and one for the footrest. And they're controlled with this remote. And this one will control the headrest, the top two, and the bottom two will control the footrest. And also on the end of this remote is a USB-A import here. So I have a cord here that I was using to charge my microphones. So it's all charged up, so I just took it off the charger. But I do keep this little cord here so that we can charge my phone or charge my microphones or charge other devices. So I'm going to keep that right here. But let's check this chair out a little bit. So the main point about this chair is that it has power lift. So I'm going to show you that real quick, because if you have issues with trying to get down and sitting down in a chair or standing up from the chair without assistance, this chair could be the right chair for you. So let me show you what it does. So it'll stand you almost all the way up to a standing position, and it will lift you with the remote. So you just push the button and it will lift you right out of the chair. So let me pull it all the way up here so I can show you that. So that's as far up as it goes, and then you can easily stand up. It's a very minimal. So if you go to sit back down, you go lean up against the chair and put it down, and it will slowly and carefully put you into a seated position. Okay, so now that we're in a seated position, I want to show you something else really quick before we get all nice and cozy in it. But I got to stand up for this one. So this chair has a manually adjustable headrest. This top section of the headrest here, it has 3 positions. So you can click it once, you can click it twice, or you can click it 3 times. I prefer it in this mode here, so I'm going to leave it in this mode. But if you pull it all the way forward, it'll push back, and then you can click the position you like it in. But before we go show you what else it does, I wanted to get it in the right position. It comes with this cool little lumbar support pillow, which you can also use when the foot's in the recline position. You can put it up under your knees to help with getting your feet elevated or relieving some tension on your knees if you have bad knees. All right, so let me get all nice and comfy in it, and then I'm going to get my handy little desk table up, and we're going to go show you what else this chair can do. So this one here is actually raising the footrest right now. And I really like this footrest because it's padded all the way down, and it has really nice padding. A lot of them don't have the padding that goes all the way down. So it can put, unneeded pressure on your legs and not have good circulation. So if you have leg circulation issues, this would be a really great way to put your feet up, put the pillow under your knees, and get your feet elevated. But if you also want to get in a lay down position, so maybe you need to sleep in this chair. Maybe you can't get in and out of your bed easy. It could be something that you have all the time, or maybe just a temporary issue. But I want to show you how far down this chair goes. There you go. This chair will lay virtually flat, almost a 180 degree. So you can actually lay down and sleep in this chair. So we're going to sit up here because it's not nap time yet. Okay, so now that we're back in a sitting position, I'm going to leave the recliner up, but I'm going to show you what this other remote does. This is the really cool part about this chair. This remote controls all the fun features on here, or therapeutic features, because if you turn it on, it has vibration modes. It has it for your legs, your thighs, and your lumbar. So you can run them all together at the same time, or you can run them one at a time, or two at a time. So you can choose which vibration and massage modes that you want. So it also has different modes, low, medium, and high. And it has different patterns. So you can have it go legs, thigh, lumbar, or you can have them strong on all of them, or just constant, So it has various options that you can do. We're going to turn the vibration mode off for a moment. It also has, my favorite feature is heat. So the heater, surprisingly, when you use heating options, usually it uses a lot of wattage, and we pay attention to watt usage because we live off grid. We don't want to overtax our solar system and use a lot of energy for something on a really high heat source. But I had Sean check the solar generator to check and see how many watts it was using, and it was only using like 50 watts, which is about the equivalent of what our DC heating blankets would use. On high mode, they were only using 50 watts. So that is pretty exciting for us. Or if you're just trying to watch your income and on a fixed income and you need to watch your electric bill, you don't want to be running 1500 watt heating sources. So this one has low, medium, and high. So you got mode 1, 2, and 3. And it also has a really good safety feature, a timer that you can set for the heat for 15, 30, or 60 minutes. So that's really important so that you don't accidentally fall asleep with the heater on and leave it running all night long. So if you want to just turn it on for a few minutes or an hour, you can easily do that. So I'm pretty excited about that feature because I was really worried that the heat would end up using too many watts and we wouldn't be able to use it. But it uses very low wattage, so we can actually come in here and warm up on these cold days. Like today is 17 degrees outside when I woke up this morning. So I can come in here and snuggle up in my chair with a nice cozy blanket and get nice and warm. Or the kids, they are really enjoying this. The cat thinks it's its new bed. When we're not in the chair, when the kids or anybody's not in the chair, the cat has claimed this chair as her new bed. And usually there's a blanket sitting on here, and she will snuggle up in here and start making biscuits and sleeping in the chair for hours. So she really loves the chair, but it's not her bed. I got news for her. It's not for her. But she can use it when we're not using it and keep it nice and warm for us. So if you know anyone who is elderly, or if you're elderly, or if you know someone with limited mobility or someone that just had a surgery, I highly suggest you check out this chair because it's one of the most affordable chairs on the market that has the power lift and assist on it. And has the massage, the heat, and it's really affordable. It really makes you feel better. It helps relieve some of your pain, and it has a lot of really cool features. So Oh, one thing else I wanted to mention too was when I got this chair out of the box, it comes in 2 really huge boxes. And the base part at the bottom comes in one box, and the 2 sides and the backrest come in another box. And I was a little intimidated by that because it seems like it's going to be really complex to put together. But it was absolutely easy to put together. The sides have these little slide rails, and they just slide right in, and you just click them down. Super easy. The back, same thing. It's got 2 little slide rails, and the chair back slides right into it and snaps in. So you push down on it, and it's already in place. The only other thing you have to do for installation is it's got these little cords for the remotes and stuff to plug it in. Super simple. They have red cords, white cords, and a black cord. It's very easy to match them up, so there's no mistaking where they go. And then the cords that come in for the remotes. So it was really super easy to install, to put together, and I think it would really help out a lot of people. So I'm really excited about it. So if you want one for yourself, you can go into the description of our video and click on the link, and you can type in the code YTBXL650 for $50 off your chair. And if you buy 2 chairs, you can get $50 off both chairs, so a total savings of $100. So it's a really amazing deal. These chairs are normally really expensive for other brands, and this one has all of the best features, and it's a really amazing chair, and it's much more affordable at around $500. So go get your Power Lift Assist Recliner XL6 Classic for you from Flexispot. Now that we're all done telling you about our really cool new chair, I wanted to tell you about some of the things we've been working on and some of the other things that we will be working on. Kind of give you a little rundown of what's been going on. We haven't been able to put out a lot of videos. We had like a whole week of pouring down rain, which flooded everything. And now we have a whole week of, maybe 2 weeks of freezing temperatures. So it's usually about 30 degrees during the day. And last night it got down to 17, I believe. So, or early this morning. So it's really incredibly cold outside. As many of you know, we are getting ready to go start clearing our property that is right down the street here. And it's a little too muddy, or it was a little too muddy, and now it's a little too cold. So we got to wait for things to warm up a little bit before we go down there. Gary from Junk to Gems Homestead is going to be bringing his backhoe down there to help us clear a lot of the trees. We do have no trespassing signs. We've got some purple paint to mark for no trespassing for hunters. We also have little flags that we can go around and mark where we want a path for Gary to cut trees down, where our house is going to go. We can mark all that out with these little flags. And we also have like 5,000 feet of string, so we could go around and border off our whole property, mark our corners, and mark it off. Eventually, we will have fencing that goes all the way around it, but that's going to be really expensive, and that's going to be over several year process we'll have to add on to it. So at first, some of you may have already seen we have an RV spot already cleared out a little bit. When they were building the access road with the bulldozer and the backhoe or the track hoe that the company came down and made the access road, one of the guys was really nice, and he bulldozed a little spot for us, a clearing. It's not really flat, and it's not all the way clear as big as we want it, so Gary's going to go down and help us with that. But he can't really do that till probably spring, when the ground is a little more suitable for him taking the tractor down there without getting stuck. So until then, though, we will be going down once it warms up a little bit out of this little freeze week here. And we've got a pole saw that we're going to go take down there, and we're going to start clearing some of the brush and start laying down the flags and putting up the no trespassing signs and doing all this. So we're going to try to do that within the next week or two. So that's one thing that we're going to be working on. One other thing that I mentioned with that little box that we have, our new, I can't see it, got a new microphone here on my little lanyard. And so now you guys can hopefully hear me better. And I wanted to get those before we start doing our lives, because when the camera's so far away from you, it's hard for people to hear me apparently. And so I wanted to have the microphones to make sure everybody can hear me loud and clear. So hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. So we're really excited about that. A subscriber sent those to us, so we really are thankful for that. And so we'll be doing our live soon. So Sean's off work Friday and Sunday. So hopefully maybe we can go live one of those days. I need to figure out how to do an announcement so I can let you all know when we're going to have it. But if I can figure that out, you'll know and look for the notification. Some of the things that we've been doing that we didn't get recorded because it was really just too cold and we were in a really big hurry was Sean hooked up a Bluetooth dongle to our DC battery system. One of the things that was great about it was that we now had new batteries for it. They're working amazing, but we had no way to monitor it. So he bought, a subscriber actually sent us this Bluetooth dongle that you can plug into it. And it brings up an app on your phone. So now we can monitor the battery levels. We can see how many volts are coming in, or how many watts are coming in, and see what voltage the batteries are at currently, so we can make sure whether we need to charge them manually with the charger or if the sun's doing a good enough job and keeping up with it. But those are really important that we don't let them run down because they control our lights in here, which isn't such a priority. We have backup lighting with flashlights and rechargeable lights. But the main priority for keeping that running is that it controls our diesel heaters. So we have one diesel heater coming into the camper and the other one going into our bubble tent. And those are connected to our DC system. So if the DC system gets low, below 12.4 volts, the diesel heaters won't turn on. So we need to make sure that we keep them above 12.4 volts. So that Bluetooth dongle is a really huge, vital necessity for us to make sure that we are on top of our voltage and that we will have heat when needed. Okay, so that was Miley. She just came over a second and the dog was barking to let us know someone was here. But Miley came over to let us know that it's snowing. This is our first snow of the year, so it is definitely cold outside. It's going to be really pretty. So I'm not going to keep you long because I got to get out there and record that. So, and then we got to go play in it a little bit, maybe, for just a little bit. So we got to get some snow sleds soon so the kids can go out and play in it because we didn't get snow in Arizona. So, so anyway, so yeah, Sean got this Bluetooth dongle. He hooked up, vital. Another subscriber sent us some rubber mats for our steps that we made for getting into the camper because they're wood steps, and if they get wet or whatnot with moisture and it freezes, it could be very slippery. And we've had a mishap with that before. Sean just about broke his back when we went to Illinois for a couple years and came out the front door to go to work, and sheet of ice went sliding right down the porch, down the steps, which were concrete, and he had a massive hematoma across his whole back. And honestly, the thing hasn't ever gone away. It's much smaller than what it used to be. But literally his whole back was the darkest bruise I've ever seen. It was horrible. So a subscriber sent us some really nice, really pretty rubber mats, and they don't slip and they don't slide, and it will give us nice traction. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. Sean also picked up some D-rings that we're going to screw into the pallet deck. And so we can put he's got some glow-in-the-dark paracord that we're going to strap to the top of the bubble tent. And that way he can put them in the D-rings to attach it to the deck so that we have more stability on top of it, just in case we get really high winds. Now, the other day we did have some high winds that were about 38 mile per hour gusts. For the most part, it was around 15 miles an hour, but every now and then you get this really strong gust. And honestly, the bubble tent did great. No fatalities on the tent. It all stood up just fine. But if we get some really, really strong winds, we want to make sure that we tie it down really good. So he picked up some D-rings and some glow-in-the-dark paracord. So we will be working on that soon. We were supposed to be getting in a heated water hose from a company, and they were out of stock from probably all the other RVers and off-gridders out there that needed some heated water hoses for the winter, and they bought them out. So we ended up having to improvise, and we had a heat tape that we were going to use for our propane water heater that we're going to be hooking up soon. And we used that heat tape and we ran it along the whole hose that goes to from the water line that Gary ran over with the 1-inch PEX. There's a faucet there, and then from that faucet that we can turn the water on and off with, there's like a 25-foot garden hose. And so we ran the heat tape all the way along it, and then we put some pipe insulation all the way around it, and it's actually been keeping our water from freezing. So we no longer have to turn the water off at night when it gets down below freezing. We can just leave it on, and the heat tape does its job, and it keeps our water from freezing. So that's pretty cool. One of the other things that we're still working on is the sloppy mess outside where Sean has to come in and pull around when he pulls in from work. It was very big mud puddle. It was a big sloppy mess, and now it's freezing, but there's a lot of ruts in there. So I made him a little yellow brick road with cardboard to the car where he normally gets out, so that he's not having to walk through this big sloppy mess and tracking in a bunch of mud and dirt. So I laid a bunch of cardboard out. That was a suggestion from a subscriber watching in the videos and suggested that we put some of the cardboard down. And I thought, well, that's a great idea. We got tons of cardboard, especially from these chairs when they came in. They were really big boxes. So we took and cut them up and laid them all out. And so now he's got a little cardboard path to the car so he can get in without mud. And we also have some pine shavings. I did put some down on a part of it, but I'm not done doing that yet. It was really cold outside, so I only got some of it done. But I also wanted to try to smash down the ruts, and they're frozen now, so I can't move them. But we're going to put some more pine shavings down in the area where he drives in on the driveway to kind of help give him some traction. Because one morning when he went out yesterday or the day before, the tires were frozen to the ground. He did end up getting the car free, and it went wop, wop, wop down the road for a little while, he said. But when he pulled out of here and he was trying to get it free, there was a lot of mud slinging up, and the whole back of the camper is nothing but a big sheet of mud right now. So maybe I'll stick a little picture in here and show you what that looks like. Kind of funny, but the next rain, it'll wash off, so not really worried about it. Let's see, what else do I got? We also have a foil tarp that a subscriber sent us, and it's like an aluminum foil tarp, and it can go over our bubble tent outside. So when it's really hot outside, even now in the winter when it's a freezing temperatures outside, if it's really sunny out, it actually gets really warm in there. The other day when it was 20-some degrees outside, I was sweating in the tent, and I didn't have my coat on or nothing. There was no heater going in there, and I was sweating. So one way we can alleviate some of the heat when we want to is to put this foil tarp over the top. So we will have that for days when we need it, which is really cool. Or in the summertime, we're definitely going to need it. We'll probably just leave it on all summer long. But we're figuring out how the best way to attach that, if we're going to put it on the inside or the outside or what. So we haven't got that put up yet. Another thing that we were sent by a subscriber was a TV stand and a new rug. So the rug we were going to put in the tent, but with rain seasons and stuff like that, I don't really want to ruin the rug. It's not, I don't know if it's necessary out there, because we have the outdoor rugs out there that are working great, and if they get dirty when it rains, it wipes them off and they look brand new again. But one of the upgrades that we really want to do in the camper is we want to put some new carpet in, or get rid of the carpet. When they made this camper, they put white carpet in here, which is a really horrible idea for a camper. Usually when you're camping, you're in dirtier, dustier, muddier climates, or living off grid in the desert, or living here with a lot of rain, you've got mud. White carpet is just not a good idea in a camper. So we want to eventually rip all this carpet out of here and put in some flooring with, I don't know, vinyl flooring or tile flooring. I don't really know what kind of flooring. We haven't picked one out yet. Officially, but that way we can just put area rugs in if we want. Those can be easily taken outside or washed in a washing machine and cleaned. Plus it'll help with allergies and just keeping germs and dust and dirt and pet dander and whatnot out of the camper and keep it much cleaner. So that's one of the things that we're going to be working on, is getting rid of this carpet soon. But we might be able to use that rug for in the camper here and at least cover up the white carpet. So that'll be coming. We need to rearrange the tent because we want to make it so that the TV is in front of the table and the chairs are on the other side of the table, so that when we do our lives, Sean and I can sit next to each other and we can watch the chat on the TV so we can see it easily. So I'm going to be rearranging the tent for that. I do need to go out and organize the storage. As you may have seen in another video, that it's kind of a mess right now. So I need to go put the Christmas decorations that we packed up the other day. I need to put all those totes in there, and I need to organize it nicely so I can get to everything easily. Everybody keeps asking about if we've been staying warm, and we have. The diesel heaters work amazing. They're very affordable, and they work great. All that pallet and foam insulation that we made the skirting with on the camper, huge help. Keeps all the drafts out from coming under the slides, and it's working great. Plus we have the double bubble foil that we can put up on our windows. I do not recommend leaving the double bubble foil on your windows all the time. One, you won't get any sunlight in here. Number two, in this climate here, you'll get a lot of condensation, and it will end up producing mold in your windows. So we don't need it in the windows all the time, and I really don't like having the sunlight blocked. So at night when it's going to get below freezing or whatnot, we can slap them up in the windows very easily and then take them down there during the day. So huge help. The temperature in here is usually 65 to 75, depending on how cold it is outside, but it's very warm in here. It does great. So we are staying warm. We did get a new water filtration system, so now we don't have to go buy bottled water, which is a huge savings. We were figuring it out. We spend like $624 a year if we buy 2 cases of water at $6 each twice a week. $625 a year on bottled water. Plus you have all the waste of the plastic bottles, which I really don't like. So we got a new water filtration system, which is a huge upgrade. It's got a little faucet that comes off our sink, and it works great. One of the other upgrades that we're going to be doing for the RV is an oven stove combo deal and a new exhaust vent. Our oven, it works, but it's got issues. On RV ovens, you have this little folding flap that goes over the top, and when it folds up, it's supposed to stay up. Ours doesn't stay up, and a lot of times it'll fall over, and when you've got food and pans in the oven, it's not really handy to have that thing keep falling down. It could be dangerous too, spilling things. So also it has 3 burners on the stove, and only 2 of them work. And the oven, the handle fell off and broke, so I whittled out a handle out of a 2x4. It took me like a week to do it. Got the little holes right where the things go and tried to put liquid nails on it to get it to stick. And after a few months of it not curing, I don't know why, wrong glue maybe, I don't really know, but it just wouldn't stay on. The thing, every time you open the door, the handle would fall off. So I just opened it with my fingernails, and it doesn't ignite. The igniter thing doesn't work. The kids have to come over and help me get down under the oven and light it, and it's a pain in the butt. So we're going to be getting an oven upgrade here soon. So you'll see that soon. Oh, the dog's got a cool new dog bed here. Subscriber sent that to him, and we've got a fold-out mattress underneath it. It folds out into a twin bed, so we have a spare mattress down there, but the dog's bed is on top of it right now in the fold-up position, so he is really loving this new little doggy bed, and he's got a new doggy hoodie and coat for all the cold weather outside, so that was pretty cool. We really appreciated that. And Clementine has a new little hoodie as well. Very cute on her. And we're going to get some more blankets. A subscriber sending us a ton of these Sherpa blankets to make sure we stay warm. So we're going to have some of those in the tent. And the kids are going to get new Sherpa blankets inside that fit their beds. And we're all staying nice and warm. So another upgrade that we're going to be getting for the RV, probably mid-January here sometime soon, is a new backup heating source. Just in case our diesel heater breaks in the middle of the night. We do have various electric ones and propane buddies and all kinds of other heating sources as backup, but this one will be built into the heater or built into the RV. Our current heater that works for the RV normally, we don't use it. It does work, but we don't use it. We don't have the power source to be able to run it. and you can run it on propane as well, but it uses a lot of propane, so it's not really efficient. So we have another option that's a 12-volt option that we'll be showing you very soon. So it's also an air conditioner. So granted, we don't have the battery capacity quite yet to run it long term, but we're going to get the unit. It'll be an AC heater unit, and we'll be able to run it off our 12-volt system. And all we need to do is get more battery capacity. So that's going to be a huge upgrade. Let's see, what else did we do? Well, I don't know. I think that's about it. So I was going to throw some pictures in here for you. A tour of the inside of the camper a little bit, just to kind of show you. I know I did a video a while ago on what the camper looks like inside when we first bought it, and it was empty inside. We're going to do a little before and after show, so I'm going to show you some of the pictures of what it looks like now, and then later on when you see our upgrades, you'll be able to see what a major improvement it was. So that's about it for today, guys. Sean's at work. It's starting to snow, so he's probably on his way home. And we're going to get outside and get some video of the snow, and so we can show you. And this is our first snow in Arkansas, so it's always a great day in Arkansas, as Sean would say, even when it's snowing. So I'm going to get up out of here, and we're going to go check out the snow. And I hope you all have a great day, and stay warm out there. Stay safe on the roads. Be cautious. Be careful. Make sure you're bundled up good just in case you do break down. Make sure you got your gloves and your hat and your scarf. Get you a heated jacket if you can. Stay safe, and make sure you're always aware of everyone else on the road, because it might not be you that slides. It might be somebody else. So stay safe, please. There's a lot of, roads closed, I'm sure, and power outages in various places. So I hope you all are staying safe and warm. Get yourself a backup power source if you need to. Just be careful. Take care. And have a great day, everyone. Enjoy the snow if you're getting some. We'll see you next time.